So I know I just recently done one of these life updates, but the way things have been going, it kind of warrants having an update to my update, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to kind of be chit-chatting as I put some makeup on. I'm really just playing. I do have two things that I specifically want to try out. Ooh, I just had this weird little, I don't know what, come out of my eye primer. Does that mean like I need to get new eye primer? Because that was gross. So I do want to try this from Flower Beauty. This is their Red Carpet Secret Eye Bright Palette. They also did have that new highlighter from them, but honestly, it looked like just straight up glitter when I looked at it. It just looked like a glitter bomb, so I really wasn't interested in that. And then I also am going to try again, this is only the second time, the Voluminous Curved Brush Mascara from L'Oreal. I can't remember what I thought about it, so thought I'd give that a go too. And then today I'm just going to be playing with my At Foresight from Raw Beauty Kristi. I don't know, the colors just feel comforting. And so, like I said, I'm just going to be playing. If I don't tell you what I'm using, I will have everything listed in the description box below. Alright, also I have some coffee here, which I'm going to highly regret at some point, I'm sure. This is so good. Also, the cup makes me happy. My little Harry Potter cup. By the way, this is like day 4-day hair. Isn't that awful? Isn't that awful? I need to get my life together. Okay. So let's talk about what's been going on. So in my last update, I'm pretty sure that I discussed that I was going back to work and that I was going to be working for a child care center. Unfortunately, that did not end up working out. It just wasn't a good fit for me. It just wasn't a good fit for the boys. And so I ended up actually just resigning from that position, which was sad because I was honestly really excited about it. I had been planning as far as lesson plans. Like, I had 4 weeks worth of lesson plans ready to go. I had bought supplies. I had my Amazon wish list. But like I said, unfortunately, it just wasn't the gig for me. So I ended up resigning from that position. And like I said, I was definitely sad. I mean, I had bought backpacks and lunch boxes and containers, and I mean, I went ahead and left those vlogs up because even though I'm not going back to work, I'm sure that the organization and systems that I was putting into place could probably help other people who are going back to work or have kids going to school. So I thought, well, let's just leave it up because, like I said, it may benefit somebody. So I was trying to transition and, you know, realizing, okay, you're going to be home. Because, like, that was a hard shift to take my mind from staying home to going to be working and doing all the things plus having a job. So, you know, that's kind of like a mental shift that you have to prepare yourself for. Well, that ended up not happening. So, I'm home, not really thinking much about working or anything like that. And then my stepmom sends me a position on Facebook for a kindergarten teacher. And if you know me, like, well, I guess if you don't, preschool, pre-K, kindergarten, maybe first grade, but like those early years really are kind of my favorites. They just are. Like, kindergarten is kind of always where I've seen myself. Like, even when I did my, I don't even remember what that was called now. When I was in high school, we had a program where you could go over and help at the elementary. Well, I helped. Oh, I don't like that. When I did that, I worked with a kindergarten class, and I loved it. It's just my jam. Like, I just like kindergarten. There's no other way to explain it. I just feel like my personality fits well in a kindergarten classroom. I feel like I can relate well to the kids, and even in my personal experience, like right now, this season of being a mom, a kindergarten teacher is definitely, well, you know, for a lot of kids, it's their first experience going into school if they haven't been in preschool or daycare or pre-kindergarten or anything like that. And so you really are kind of, you know, not kind of, you're their first experience with school. So being a kindergartner is not, or excuse me, a kindergarten teacher is not only about being the teacher aspect, but you've really got to balance your hats. Like you're kind of mom or dad if you're a male kindergarten teacher. You're the nurse, you're their therapist, you're their best. I mean, you're so many roles. And I feel like I've always done well kind of fulfilling those roles. And I even worked as a kindergarten paraprofessional at a previous job. So I was the assistant basically in a kindergarten classroom. Loved it. Which it doesn't hurt that I loved the 2 teachers I was working with. They were awesome. Seen this posting for kindergarten teacher and I thought, okay, I can't pass this up. Now, mind you, I was applying for this with, you know, no idea what I was going to do for childcare, no idea. I mean, just no idea. But I just thought to myself, if I don't try for this kindergarten position, I will regret it, because that is, you know, basically my dream position is kindergarten. I applied for it. Updated my resume, did all the things, got an interview. I was so stoked. I can't even tell you how excited I was about getting this interview. I feel like the interview went really well, but unfortunately, and I mean, I'm totally taking responsibility for this. Unfortunately, my license was not current. Now, mind you, I have not been in the education game for 4 years. You know, with the childcare position, it was through Okra instead of ODE. So I had everything updated for that. Well, I didn't have my license updated. And again, that is my responsibility. I take full responsibility for not having that. But I guess I just didn't realize how much of a process that was. I mean, I've never done it before, you know. I've never had to renew my license because when it expired, I was home. So it wasn't something that was on my radar, really. So honestly, I just figured it was like, okay, you pay a fee and it gets renewed or extended. I mean, I just didn't know. Well, it turns out at my point where it's been expired for a number of years, it has to be renewed, which requires you to have coursework and education, so many hours in order to have your license renewed. So when I found that out, I cried in my car because I thought, oh, this just isn't going to happen. How am I going to get these, you know, course credits? I can't get them fast enough. Well, a few years ago, while I was still working, I did coursework for the 4.5 endorsement for teaching. So I was able to submit that coursework. And let me tell you, I was so excited when I realized I could use that coursework to submit for this, because I just couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe I already had the coursework that I needed to submit with my application. Interview went good. Submitted the coursework, paid the fee, a hefty fee, to, you know, renew my license. Went and redid my background check, more money, because my first background check I did for the childcare position went to ODJFS, didn't go to ODE. ODE will only accept them from BCI, so I had to redo that. Okay, so I thought, all right, I've done all the pieces. How is it possible that I just so happen to have this coursework? And how could I not get the job? I didn't get the job, which I understand. I didn't have a valid license at the time. Like, I understand why. I get it wholeheartedly, but I'm still human, and I was sad. I mean, I'm disappointed still now that I didn't get this job, because I already had this image in my mind of, you know, my classroom, my students doing things, you know, my way, and being a part of a school system. Like, I thought that this was my transition from my short-term goals of taking care of the boys to my long-term goals of getting back into the public education system. So it's been a couple days since I got the news that I didn't get the job, and I've been sad. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I prayed about it, and, you know, I meant it earnestly. I don't want to be anywhere that I'm not meant to be, because I know it's not going to work out in my best interest. So in that aspect, I'm okay that I didn't get the job, because obviously that's not where I'm meant to be. But it's more like I'm having a hard time letting go of the image that I had in my mind and the scenario that I had in my mind that, okay, well now I'm going to have a full-time job. So Josh could potentially switch his job so he could be home more. I'm going to be a teacher. I'm going to have a class. Like, it was just, the whole scenario was exciting for me. Because, you know, that's what I went to college for. That's what I put all this time and energy and money into, was to be a teacher, to have my own classroom. And I thought that this was the opportunity. Like, I really thought this was it. And it didn't happen. So again, I'm okay with the notion of it didn't happen, and that I prayed that God would put me where He wants me. So clearly that wasn't the place. It's just the excitement and, like I said, this image that I had in my mind of what was going to come from this job. Now knowing that I did not get the job, I've almost got to retransition my mind again to accept the fact that I will be home for another year. And that's been hard because I had already started this whole process of prepping things and getting systems into place and getting all the necessary things to make me working outside the home easier for everybody. Well, now that's not happening. So it's just been it's a mind shift that I have to get myself in. My eyes look crazy. Like I said, I was just playing, and I'm not super thrilled with this. I don't know what to do to fix it. It just is what it is, I guess. I mean, okay, I had to backtrack and think for a second. I'm not one who can like do something on the fly if I'm not concentrating. So I have no idea where I just left off, but the moral of the story is things didn't work out how I thought. And so, like I said, as far as I know, I mean, that could totally change. I will be home again this year with the boys. And so I'm just kind of adjusting to that mental change of, you know, I mean, I thought I was going back to work. I thought I was doing all the things, and now I'm home, and I'm a little sad at it just because I just thought this was my transition time. I thought this was, you know, me moving into the next phase of things, and it's not. I'm just going to remain where I have been for a little while. And again, that's as far as I know. That could always, you know, that could always change. You just never know. So anywho, that's that little update. Again, that's as far as I know. Could things change? Yeah. This close to the school year, do I see me getting a full-time position? No. Probably not, because of the time it would take for my license to process. You know, most schools, I think, will have their spots filled, or would at least have tried their darndest to have them filled at this point. Because where I live, you know, school starts in a week and a half. And I know some people are probably going to watch this and be like, wow, she sounds so ungrateful to be able to stay home with her kids. I'm not ungrateful. I realize that that is a blessing. A lot of people wish they could and couldn't, you know, due to financial situations and stuff like that. I realize that it is a blessing to be able to stay home with my kids. I just thought my brain had processed and transitioned to something else. And now that's not happening. And that's okay. It's just me going back to work was going to provide opportunities for us, like I said, for Josh to potentially switch jobs, for him to be home more. Because me being home all the time means that he's got to work and provide, which we're blessed to have someone who does that for us. He's a great dad, great husband. I'm not taking that away from him. I just know both of us would like for him to be able to be home more and see the kids. Like this week, he's been home for an hour every night before the kids go to bed. And, you know, I know he would like to be home more. And if I was working and had insurance, that could potentially change for him. So, you know, it's just the opportunities that this would have provided us. It's sad to let go of those ideas and hopes. So, anywho, alright, so there's where I'm going to stop for a minute. And I did try to take that green down and around. And then we'll finish up the lower eyes. So let me pop on a brow, and then we'll continue on. Okay, brows are on, went ahead and primed. So since we're using this product from Flower Beauty, I thought it would be a good tester to kind of use it with the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Luminous Makeup Nude Skin Fill, whatever. The Light Illusion Foundation. Mine is in the shade, I want to say Shell, if I'm, yeah, not mistaken, Shell 01. So basically that's the gist of the whole life update, is that I'm now not going back to work, as far as I know. So hopefully my content will continue. You know, obviously I won't be doing the vlogs of me setting up my classroom like I originally had intended or anything like that. So it'll be much more, again, as it has been, more home related type things, organization, all that kind of a deal. I am purposely super avoiding my under eyes because of the product we're getting ready to try. Alright, so let's get into this. Does this say anything about what this is? It says everything you need in a bright-eyed look. Soothe, prime, conceal, and set in a flash. Okay, so they do have shades in this. Now if you look, though, this is the shade Fair. And they did have like a light. I don't know about that powder. I mean, you would think it would be a little bit even lighter than that for a Fair compact. So anyways, here's what it says. Using our cooling treatment wand, apply a thin layer of primer balm to under eyes. Massage to help blur imperfections. Okay, so let's start with the primer balm. So that is this. Okay, I'm going to take my pinky with a little bit of the primer balm. Okay, and then you take the wand. You're supposed to massage it in. I mean, that would feel nice if, like, you had that in the refrigerator, but who wants to have to get up and go get this out of the fridge? You know what I mean? Alright, good enough. Okay, now apply a thin layer. Okay, sorry, we did that. Mix the two concealer shades and blend to achieve your perfect match. Finish with our universal brightening powder for a soft natural. Oh, universal powder. That's not universal, bro. Like, if that's the same color in all the palettes. Alright, so let me swatch these two concealers. Okay, I will say this, they're a lot creamier than I anticipated. Okay, so there's the two shades. That's like a good brightening concealer. That's more like a, I mean, that's a little dark for me actually. Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of the lighter concealer and I'm really going to pop that up here. Oh, hello. Okay, so a lot more comes off your finger than you realize. Then I'm going to take some of the other shade, kind of pop it right here. And then let's blend this out, I guess. Okay, it's not bad. I mean, it's definitely creamy. It's way creamier. I'm putting a little bit of that lighter shade right here to try to conceal some of that purple, but this is definitely creamier than the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Concealer, because that one was super hyped up and I was really excited to use it, but it's a little drying for me, quite honestly, and this is definitely a creamier product than that. Okay, so there that is, blended out. It's very balmy. I don't know how well this would work on someone with oily skin. So I'm going to take my brush and we're going to try some of this universal powder on this side and then we'll compare it. Oh, that's like shimmery. Uh-oh. And it kind of darkened just a little bit. Like here it looks fine, but it looks like it's kind of put a shadow right there. I don't know how I feel about that. Okay, we're going to go back and like look at it after I've got the rest of my face on. So let's go ahead and finish up the under eyes. I think I want to try the NYX liner stick in Cosmic Yellow on my waterline. Oh, it's tearing up my heart when I'm with you, and when we are apart, I'm feeling too. Okay, so I'm gonna bring some of that dark green Emerald City forward down on this lower lash. Just like something fun right there. I think I'm gonna put a little bit of purple. Let's go in with a little bit of Amanita. Ooh. Ooh. Whoa. My eyes look so intense. Again, I'm just bringing that Amanita right under the green. I sound like Bob Ross just then. Ooh. That is wicked looking. Let's try out the mascara. Alright, let's give it a fair shot and curl my lashes. That purple looks wicked right there. I have never done something like that, I don't. Okay, and as far as my under eyes go, they're not as dark as I thought. Like once I put on bronzer and stuff, they actually look kind of nice. I mean, if you already have like a setting powder and a concealer in your routine, do you need that? No. I think the primer and the, well, I don't know. We should, okay, that's what I'll do. I have to test it another time with and without the primer and see if it makes a difference. Because I do have, you know, I tend to be dry. Here's what the wand looks like, by the way, on this. I wonder if the primer would make a difference. Okay, I think this is weighing down my curls a little bit. Not extremely, but I think it is because it is a wet formula. Yeah, it's weighing down my curls a little. Mardi Gras. That's what I look like. I look like I'm getting ready to go to Mardi Gras. Mardi Gras? Mardi Gras? Was that really hillbilly Mardi Gras? Whoa, you can't really see it because of the eyeshadow, but boy, that's giving me length on the bottom. It's kind of hard to see, but it's dropping my curl a little bit on the top, but on the bottom it's giving me length. So I guess the real question is like, is it going to transfer or anything like that? Okay, so here's this kind of wild unintended look. Again, just a life update on my life update. So yeah, just had a little bit of fun chit-chatting with you. I seriously look like Mardi Gras. It was just for funsies. It wasn't, you know, all planned out and whatnot. And that's okay. Sometimes it's okay to just go with the flow. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you will like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.